Everybody, and welcome to week 2. This week we're going to be looking at the dietary guidelines, and I've put a series of videos and also readings from the TAPSL textbook and links to the actual dietary guidelines website up on the Blackboard page for you to go through this particular week. And what I really want you to think about is how and why we need dietary guidelines, what the guidelines are, and also consider some of the flexibility that we have in interpreting them. This is particularly relevant with the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating, which recommends a set number of serves of different food groups for different ages and also genders, but there is some flexibility in that interpretation. And if you think about how the number of serves recommendations were developed, they're actually developed based on a modelling system which took into consideration the types of foods within each food group Australians actually consume and the amounts of nutrients that people would probably get from their usual consumption of these food groups. Now, if you're actually consuming more nutrient dense sources of foods in each of these food groups, then there's every chance that you may not need all of the recommended servings because each serve that you're getting is actually providing more nutrients. And similarly, if you're consuming nutrient poor versions of the foods in each of the food groups, then there's every chance you might need to consume more than the number of serves. So the actual recommendations are guidelines which should be interpreted with some flexibility, and I encourage you to read in more detail on the actual guidelines website the process that was undertaken to actually formulate these guidelines, and it'll give you a little bit more understanding of how to interpret and actually use them in practice more effectively. There'll also be a quiz this week, and it will be due on Friday the 18th of December, and hopefully you're doing well with the content at the moment. I'm pleased to see a few comments on the Facebook site, which has been really good. Please, if you do have any general questions about the course, like what's the format of the exam, or when assignments are due, or do you need to have a copy of the textbook, then please post them on the Facebook site, because I'll get back to you quickly on that, and also my answers will be able to be seen by everyone else in the course. So I encourage you to do that, and enjoy the week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.